Welcome, doctors. Today, we are discussing the 30-year evolution of guided bone regeneration, or GBR. Our goal is to bridge the cellular biology of bone regeneration with modern surgical implant protocols. As we will see, a robust biologic foundation is the sole prerequisite for long-term implant survival. Let's look at how GBR has evolved. We can divide this into two main phases. The development phase in the late 1980s and 1990s primarily relied on EPTFE non-resorbable membranes and autograft blocks. Around the year 2000, we entered the routine application phase. The modern standard of care shifted to resorbable collagen membranes, composite grafts combining autograft chips and DBBM, the integration of 3D CBCT imaging, and the use of narrow-diameter implants. This modern approach minimizes surgical morbidity while maximizing long-term volume stability. The underlying biologic mechanism of GBR is the secluded space concept. To regenerate bone predictably, we must apply a physical barrier that completely isolates the bony defect from the surrounding soft tissue. This impermeable barrier shields the healing site from external mechanical disruption and masticatory forces, allowing the natural, spontaneous healing capacity of the host bone to proceed entirely undisturbed. Why is this barrier necessary? It comes down to cellular competition. Soft connective tissue cells, like fibroblasts and epithelial cells, proliferate very fast. If allowed into the defect, they will outcompete bone cells. The barrier membrane physically blocks these fast-growing cells. This strategic advantage allows the much slower-growing mesenchymal stem cells and osteoprogenitors from the marrow space to enter the secluded space, differentiate into osteoblasts, and successfully deposit new bone matrix. When selecting bone fillers to support the membrane, we must evaluate the biologic triad. Autografts are considered the gold standard because they fulfill all three criteria. They are osteoconductive, providing a scaffold, osteoinductive, containing growth factors that stimulate stem cells, and osteogenic, containing live bone cells. However, autografts have a high resorption rate. Xenografts, such as DBBM, lack osteogenic and osteoinductive properties, but they offer exceptional long-term volume stability due to a very low degradation rate. Neither material fulfills all requirements independently, which dictates our modern grafting approach. A major breakthrough in the 2010s was understanding bone-conditioned medium, or BCM. When we mechanically harvest bone chips using a scraper, the cell damage triggers an instant biochemical release. High concentrations of potent osteogenesis stimuli, specifically transforming growth factor beta-1, TGF-beta-1, and bone morphogenetic protein 2, BMP2, are released into the surrounding blood. Clinically, we use this growth factor-rich BCM to saturate and biologically activate inert DBBM particles prior to placement. This brings us to membrane selection. During the EPTFE era, we used non-resorbable synthetic membranes. They had excellent space-making rigidity, but their major clinical drawback was the mandatory second surgery for retrieval, alongside high morbidity if prematurely exposed. Today, we have shifted to the collagen era. Natural collagen resorbable membranes mimic the natural extracellular environment. Their clinical advantage is that they are resorbable, have low immunogenicity, are highly hemostatic, and degrade naturally without requiring a secondary surgical retrieval. Because collagen membranes lack rigidity, we support them using a two-layer composite graft architecture. Inside, placed directly against the titanium implant and host bone, we pack autogenous bone chips. This acts as the biologic engine, driving early bone formation via osteogenesis and BCM. On the outside, we place a layer of DBBM particles. This acts as the structural shield, where its low degradation rate maintains long-term contour and physically prevents the collagen membrane from collapsing. Simply put, biology on the inside, architecture on the outside. Around 2010, the introduction of narrow-diameter implants, NDIs, made of a titanium-zirconium, TZR, alloy, like Roxolid, fundamentally altered site development. This alloy has significantly higher tensile strength than commercially pure titanium, preventing fatigue fractures in narrower profiles. Clinically, using NDIs optimizes the defect morphology, which drastically reduces the required graft volume and enables less invasive regenerative protocols. Let's test our understanding with a clinical scenario. Suppose a historical EPTFE membrane is prematurely exposed to the oral cavity at week 2. What is the primary biologic mechanism of failure? The answer lies in its microstructure. EPTFE is highly porous and hydrophobic. Once exposed, it creates a rapid, unguarded pathway for bacterial adhesion and soft tissue infiltration. The outcome is a severe acute infection requiring immediate removal and complete loss of the regenerative site. Scenario 2, a large facial defect is packed entirely with DBBM, omitting the autograft, and covered with a standard collagen membrane. Why will this compromise regeneration? First, you are missing the autogenous BCM, meaning there is a complete lack of localized TGF-beta1 and BMP2 to stimulate mesenchymal stem cells. Second, DBBM is purely osteoconductive. It relies entirely on slow, creeping substitution from the distant healthy bone margins. This often results in an unossified fibrous core that remains empty long after the membrane degrades. Finally, Scenario 3, failure to pack a sizable bony defect with particulate filler beneath a resorbable collagen membrane. Because collagen lacks intrinsic structural rigidity, the membrane collapses directly into the defect. This leads to a physical loss of the secluded space volume. Consequently, soft tissue periosteum invades the collapsed zone, violently outcompeting the osteoblasts. The space is lost to fibrous ingrowth. The critical take-home message for today is this: predictable guided bone regeneration is the strict physical enforcement of cellular biology. Thank you for your attention.